There's Toasty, and there's Mama, and there's Gondor. Hey, Gondor. He's not paying attention.
Puppy.
So, Jennifer, tell us a story about your little kitten.
Gondor?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, it was July. Middle of July. I come home from work around, 2 in the afternoon?
What you didn't know is that I had been hearing meowing for about 3 hours.
Mm.
Yeah. And I went outside and I looked around maybe twice.
You couldn't find anything.
Couldn't find him. Couldn't find it.
So I get home, and we're standing in the office, and the window's cracked open. And I'm like, do you hear that? And you're like, yeah, there's been something meowing, like, all day. And I'm like, well, let's go find it. And you're like, yeah, let's go find it. I couldn't find it earlier, but let's try again. So we go out.
You're like making it sound like your idea.
I don't remember whose
Okay,
idea it was.
all right.
Okay, it was Polly's idea, and he said, we need to go
It was
find out
our
what
idea.
this is.
Okay.
And so we walked over, the neighbor on either side, and then we went another house down to the neighbor in the little tiny white house that has just a big yard because their house is so freaking tiny.
And they were home, by
They
the
were?
way. Yeah, their cars were there.
And there's a little itty bitty spot of black.
Open up a little bit more. That's about right. It was about the size of a softball if you balled them all up, probably.
Yeah. Well, it was mostly fluff. He was this big. His fluff was this big.
Well, yeah, the physical mass of the air he took up was the size of a softball.
And it was on their back porch, right next to the door.
And he would run up to the back porch, and he had the. Do you want to try to imitate it?
No.
That's the closest I get. And he was clawing at the back porch. Apparently, he had seen people come in and out of there because they had a portable shed and these people are dumb as hell. They have a tiny cracker box house, and it's about the size of our living room. No kidding. And
Small,
yeah, it's pretty small. It's at the very front of the property on the street, and then kind of in the middle of the property is this tiny shed. Can you quit kicking me, little rabbit? And then they park on their backyard, their grass, and there's like 4 fat people that live inside of that house. I think they sit on the internet all day long. Anyway, and they were all home because they park on the grass, and I saw 3 cars on the grass. But anyway.
So we go up to it, and he jumps off the porch, which is just a concrete set of steps, and that's it. That's the whole porch.
Yeah, it's a stoop.
Yeah. And he curls up in a corner next to the stoop in the house. Right? And he's curled up in this corner, this little ball.
And he's doing.
Yeah, we got
Oh!
enough to start doing that.
Didn't mean to scare you.
Hey, buddy.
They're like, ooh, is there a kitten hissing at me now? Oh, apparently that was a good imitation. Sorry.
It's okay.
Quit hitting yourself, Toasty. Quit hitting yourself.
But yeah, he was screaming, like yelling as loud as he could. I thought we heard him 2 houses away. And he's this little tiny black thing, and his tail was about this long.
It was a
little
white.
stub.
It was the skeleton, and then it had some skin. It had been, what do they call it?
Gloved.
Gloved.
He didn't have any skin on his tail. It was just the muscle. And
The muscle.
bone.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
had been
and it had-
chewed off.
Yeah, in the very
It was
end.
only this much left.
Yeah, and it had maggots all over it. Jennifer thought it was worms.
Yeah, 'cause
but
it
I
fell out
knew-
of his booty.
Yeah, I knew it was maggots.
Yeah.
So he had, I guess, probably saved from gangrene by flies.
Yeah.
He probably would have gotten toxic shock. He was so small and so malnourished.
Yeah.
So
We
then
brought him in.
I picked him up and
cleaned him up.
I said, oh my God, we have to keep him. So I banged on the back door.
Yeah, you knocked on the door and nobody answered.
Like twice, 3 times. Yeah.
We're like, the next day we were like, should we go tell them we took this cat off their step? We're like, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
They won't care. But,
Yeah, they didn't care.
no. So we brought him home, shut all our cats away. Because 'Cause we had Toaster here.
We had Toasty, and we had
Ashlyn.
Ashlyn, who was a feral cat that I rescued. That she never got tame. She just became a feral cat that lived inside, and it was bad for her. And she taught Toasty many, many bad things that Toasty has since grown out of. But yeah, Toasty's a lover. He's just a big fluff ball of love. Right, Toasty? He's like, yeah, Daddy. Yeah, Daddy. He loves my shoes. Any cat that loves you that much to eat your shoe laces or whatever. But anyway, so we brought him in the bathroom, and we got a tiny litter box, and we got a tiny bowl of food. But first of all, we
gave him a bath.
Oh, he hated it. We gave him a bath in the sink. He was like
we
squirming
and on his booty.
yeah, peroxide on his booty. And then I picked all the maggots off with my fingers.
That you could.
Yeah, and then tried to wash the rest of them off. I think the closest thing we had was rum or vodka. Anyway, the highest proof we had, it was higher than the peroxide or higher than the rubbing alcohol. Was that vodka? So we used the vodka to sterilize it.
After the peroxide.
Because we didn't have any iodine. So then that probably killed all the rest of the worms or the maggots. I mean,
at least the ones that were on the outside.
Yeah. And then we tried to clean his booty, but yeah, it was hard. He screamed. Yeah. Oh my God, he was in pain. And then we held him on his back in a towel we just dried him off that way, and then he started purring because he realized he was safe. He realized that he wasn't in pain anymore.
Because it was like grooming him. We were stroking him with the towel, grooming him, and he was like, "Oh, thank God, somebody's doing it."
Yeah, so I haven't been groomed in many, many months. Because what we think happened was that his mom gave birth to him and maybe a small litter, maybe one or two others, and she left. And then they eventually left, and he was left alone. Maybe he was the runt, because he is very small. Because I think he was the runt. And he didn't get enough training or whatnot, but he got mauled by a dog or by a large rat or a mole or a vole, or his brothers or sisters or somebody mauled his tail.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I took him to the vet the next day.
Yeah.
And they said he was probably about 5 weeks old. And he had been left alone for a while. She said she couldn't say exactly how long, but a while for his tail to have gotten that bad, because the mom usually grooms him and it keeps, fly eggs and maggots and stuff like that from coming around. But they gave him a medicine that kills literally everything. Parasites, maggots, worms, fleas, ticks, literally everything. He just kills it all.
The magic bullet.
And they cleaned up his tail and said, probably going to have to amputate it, but we're going to let it be for a few days and see what happens.
Because it was made, okay, let's do it on the, here's the butt. Her leg is the butt. And then the first digit of my finger was a gloved white stick. Just like, if you can imagine a pencil. I think it was about the size of a pencil. And it had never curled back. Whoa, Toasty. It's kicking me in the face with his freaking long legs. All 4 of your legs are long, sir. Anyway, so they were like freaking out, like, wow, where'd this miracle runt come from? Yeah.
They're like, oh, he's lucky he found you guys.
Yeah.
And so we healed up for like a week. We kept him in the bathroom.
Yeah, and we'd come home and Toasty and Ashlyn would be like crouching down by the bathroom door, sniffing and looking at him.
Yeah.
And Ashlyn,
which is why he was locked in the bathroom by himself.
Ashlyn would see us and just hiss. Well, he didn't know any. He would love it when we'd come in, but he was okay being alone.
Yeah, because he was so small. They said keep him in a small, confined area.
Yeah.
He'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah, and he had
a teddy bear.
Yeah, he had a little teddy bear.
The cat house thing.
We rubbed on our head and gave it our scent so he would know that we were.
He had some towels and food and water. He was fine.
Yeah, and so he'd run around and explore and put the toilet seat down, of course.
Play with the teddy bear and then go back to sleep.
Yep, and he'd eat and poop. And
the teddy bear was bigger than him. So
yeah,
it was adorable.
and he would wrestle with it. He didn't know what to do with it at first, so we showed him that, yeah, it was his buddy.
Yeah. And I took him back to the vet, and then they were like, okay, well, his tail is dying. The end of it was all black, and it was going up the tail, the blackness. And I said, well, it's dying, so we have to amputate it. The thing being, the skin at the base of his tail, which is what ragged bits of skin he had remaining, was still not healed. And it had to be healed for them to be able to kind of connect it back together once they amputate his tail. So they're like, so we'll give it, a few more days. Let's see what happens. And then I took him back. And they're like, all right. So then they amputated. Hey, buddy. And they took his skin flaps and then connected them, stitched them together. And they were real nervous about how close they had to get to his anus to do it, because there was like centimeters between his anus and the base of his tail.
Yeah.
It was real close.
And so, even still to this day, when he pees, I mean, his butthole kind of looks like a vagina. It's just...
It's not round, it's
elongated. Yeah. And so he won't sit and pee. He'll crouch, and it shoots out like a cannon.
Straight back.
So you can hear him. It sounds like if a man were to urinate inside of a 50-gallon drum. Just a straight cannon shot. It's hilarious. He pees like a mongrel.
But eventually it healed, and he does well. And he likes to play.
But then we had to go get him spayed.
He had a panic attack in the car. He was hyperventilating.
Yeah.
Legit hyperventilating.
He wheezes. We let him run around, and he'll...
Like he has asthma.
Yeah. He probably does.
Put him in the car, have him in his pet carrier, and this was 6 monts later after his amputation, and put him in the cat carrier, and it was taking him out, and he flipped out.
Yeah, all his childhood, all his infancy, kitten days came rushing back to him, So today he wants to go outside. He likes to go outside, and he likes to sniff around and eat the grass. And we put him in his little what do you call it?
His harness.
Harness, yeah.
He has a harness and a leash.
Toasty does not like the harness and the leash. Toasty does not like outside. Toasty's indoor cat. He's a good boy.
You take him outside and he gets mad.
He just collapses. He literally just goes catatonic and doesn't move. So you drag him around a little bit, and he'll just
he'll yowl and then run back to inside.
Sorry, Gondor, that was me.
It's okay, bud.
Tess is like, why you imitate me, bro? You even lift? Do you even lift? Do it. He's not doing it.
You're not doing it. Your thumb is too big. Look at that. Right here. Come on.
He's not doing it.
Oh my god. There goes.
There you go. We'll do that for hours sometimes.
Oh, he'll do it to me when I don't want him to.
Yeah, he'll do it to my phone.
Yeah, he'll put his
That's
mouth
why
up against
this corner of the
phone.
phone is kind of chewed up. He likes to numb on things with this corner of his right here.
Yeah.
It's like, Daddy, stop it. Anyway, so we got him clipped, and he came home, and his drugs weren't very. I mean, he was already. They must have done him first. They must have taken some time.
Yeah, his drugs had already worn off.
And they got it done, and there was the staples did or whatever the stitches didn't come out. I was trying to say sutures for some reason.
Toasty was one of the last ones they did.
It's so funny.
Oh
He comes home, and he's just doing his Sphinx thing, and then he gets up, and it's like he's a statue. He closes his eyes and pees all over the rug. And I don't think he even knew what he was doing.
He was asleep.
He was sleep peeing, or just like, I think I'm just gonna
he
go
would
right
not
here.
lay down. We were
No.
like, you need to lay down. And he was just stumbling everywhere like a drunk person.
Yeah.
He wouldn't sit down.
It was the funniest thing. I think I do have video footage of that.
Yeah, somewhere. I remember just taking videos of it.
I don't know if I uploaded it or not.
Oh,
We got it on Matilda. That was the house settling. Shush.
I love it when the neighbors get home and he growls.
Oh, he growls at their dog. He growls at their other cat. He growls
But
at
you
them.
open the door, he runs away.
Yeah, these are not guard cats. Now, every day when I come home at usually 4:50, they know that I'm coming home, and I'll come to the door, and they'll be at the door, like, trying to get to me. Because I say, HEYGUYS. Is it TREAT? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Just like that. And they know what that means. So that's why I'm not doing it now, of course. And they will just go running around the house and getting crazy, and I'll throw the food in crazy directions, and they'll have to hunt it. Little kitty treats. And so I have to do 2 directions now because Gondor has become nice. And he lets Toasty have everything. And he'll come back to me. Yeah, he used to shove Toasty out of the way.
Yeah, now Toasty shoves him out of the way.
So, yeah, I think they found their role.
Earlier, I was giving them some raw meat, and the same thing happened again. Gondor was standing at the door of the kitchen, and Toasty was eating it all. It was very odd.
Yeah, I think I've trained him now to where we have to do 2 separate groups.
Yeah.
2 little piles. So they each... What's funny is that Gondor will come up to me because we have a little cat bowl that's got 2 dishes next to each other. And I'll fill them both up, right?
Right.
And they'll eat out of them. And whatever one Toasty picks first, Gunnar will pick the other one. And when this one is empty, like completely bare, and this one hasn't been touched, because Toasty doesn't care. Toasty's going to eat whatever. But Gunnar will pick one.
Yep.
And when that one's empty, he comes up to me and says, hey, I'm out of food.
Yep.
He's like this, with his little paw.
Yep.
Toasty does it, but Toasty doesn't have very good control of his forepaws. So he'll do like this, and then get stuck. And then like, he'll pull, and then he'll look at you like it's your fault. Like, what? You're the one that pawed me. Okay. Gondor, we've been talking about you this whole time. Do you have any words for the audience?
You gonna see my butt? There it is.
I don't want to see your butt.
His butt. His butt. He's a pretty butt, buddy.
Here. Film his butt.
Hey,
Here's
pretty
the light.
butt. Oh, look at that butt.
Jennifer
That's
is
a
like
nice
Tina Belcher.
butt. Yes, it is. Kitty baby. Kitty child.
Anyway, that's the story of Little Gondor. Oh, let's tell him how we named him.
Gondor calls for aid.
Yeah.